Chris Kavanagh is the referee. Since the start of the 21st century, this is the 62nd meeting between Chelsea and Liverpool in all competitions, making it the most played fixture between English sides in that period. There's some great battles, some great managerial rivalries. Think of Benitez and Mourinho. And it gets the juices flowing again. So it was 2-2 and went to penalties in the Super Cup back in August. It was 2-1 here to Liverpool in the Premier League in September. And now they square up to each other again for a place in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. There's Andy Robertson.
The first thing to note is that Mane's playing on the right-hand side and Origi on the left.
Yeah, that's been normal when Origi's been needed. He does like coming from the left, like a number of right-footed players, really. Gets them into scoring positions on the inside. And here's a big mistake by returning Kepa. Rudiger didn't expect it. And Chelsea, I think, have dealt with the danger, which would have been self-inflicted. The two culprits, a little wave at each other as if to say, we got away with it.
Well, Zuma's a big, strong defender,
Zuma, wasn't it? It was Kurt Zuma who got caught.
Yeah, he let the ball run under his foot. Not a good start for him, coming back into the team.
Here is Origi. There's been a big talking point around Chelsea Football Club that Frank Lampard has gone 6 consecutive games to the services of Willy Caballero in preference to Kepa. Here's Zuma, who was nearly dispossessed, thanking the goalkeeper for giving him the ball in those circumstances. He's not one of those naturally footballing centre-backs. He'll be happy to play out in by Robertson and work for Arrizabalaga. That's done more calmly.
A nice, comfortable catch for him early on. Ball played into that near post area, no challenge on him. Frank Lampard was keen to say that he still has a lot of faith in the goalkeeper. Not a political aspect.
Yes, when you drop a player who's cost that amount of money, beautifully judged by Van Dijk, and his value drops if you want to move him on. That's one of the problems managers face in this highly structured business industry of football at the top level. Here's the birthday boy, Rudiger. Now he makes an error, and Origi tries to punish him for it. Aspilicueta coming back to try and help, but Liverpool are still going. And Mane concentrating on his weaker side and getting the shot away. That's the problem playing from the right. You come in on your left, and he put it straight down the slot for Arrizabalaga.
We've seen one mistake from Zuma, we've now seen one from Rudiger. He actually looks like he gets back here and defends it quite well. But Origi just gets away from Lallana, does brilliantly, just to bring it back into that danger area. Just tries to hit through the back of the ball, straight at the goalkeeper. But a poor start from Chelsea.
Very poor, and Liverpool looking to feast on it. Williams. Started out as a winger, Nico Williams. The first winger to be converted into a right-back, especially in the modern game.
And there's another player that was out of favour for a long time at Chelsea under Frank Lampard, Olivier Giroud. Got his chance against Spurs, came back into the side and played well in that game. He was totally ineffective against Bayern Munich.
Towards Giroud, who's made a nuisance of himself, and here's Pedro in that energetic style. The first real problem in their own penalty area for Liverpool, and Virgil van Dijk coped with it.
Yeah, they created a 2v1 there. Giroud pulling onto the fullback. Barkley had made the run into the box.
Rudiger. They've been getting goals from defenders, actually, Chelsea, 7 of the last 10, particularly from this fella. He scored 2 at Bournemouth on Saturday. Ellis with the offside decision.
Well, that's his strength, isn't it, Marcos Alonso? Saw him play under Antonio Conte as a left wing back, and he did that job brilliantly. He's not quite so comfortable when he's playing as a normal left back. And once again, Frank Lampard before the game hinted that while he does brilliantly going forward, he needs to be good defensively as well.
He scored a wonderful winning goal against Spurs, Chelsea's success. One win in the last 5. They played very well here. They're looking to find that muse again tonight against another major rival. Barkley's touch. Gilmour is very neat and tidy, and was praised by Frank Lampard, saying he had no problem at all including him tonight because his work in training and in the games where he has featured. Here's Pedro. There's no flag here. It's a brilliant touch from the experienced Spaniard, and then he couldn't get the shot away. Williams was quick and just snuffed out the danger in time for Liverpool.
But Liverpool caught square here. Great crossfield pass from Barkley. See the body position of Nico Williams. He can't see Pedro when the ball's played, but his recovery run's really good. Pedro just gave him that chance with that second touch.
Willian to take the corner. A little flick in the end. Just needed a touch at the far post. Rudiger was the player coming in. They do use Azpilicueta at the near post. It was his flick indeed, the captain.
It's a great little flick as well, and he does well in the air for a player that's not particularly big. Giroud was close to it, so was Rudiger.
There's nearly another defender scoring in this run that Chelsea have just fallen away with strike power from the more orthodox parts of the team. Pedro sliding it through. Barkley's made a couple of forward runs already.
Well, they've looked at the way Watford played against Liverpool and how they kept on making runs in between the centre halves against a very flat Liverpool side in terms of they were trying to play a high offside line.
Adrian has been the goalkeeper in the 2 other games. He was called in with Alisson being injured. He only just joined the club. Came on in the opening Premier League game, the very opening Premier League game on the Friday night before the first full set of fixtures. And Alisson damaged a calf and then played in the Super Cup and was the hero of the penalty shootout that Liverpool won. Alisson still wasn't fit enough for the league game here the following month.
Well, the Chelsea fans would have liked the tackle that Billy Gilmour just made. He's had a confident start, the youngster, playing very much the role that Jorginho normally plays.
Alonso just trying to curve it down the channel for Giroud. Astonishing, really, to think 4 FA Cup successes for him, 3 with Arsenal, of course. Origi. Well, it's an interesting challenge by Alonso. Mane looking for a bit of support from the officials. It looked as though Sadio Mane was ahead of Marcos Alonso.
Well, that was Liverpool at their best. Ball over the top from Van Dijk. Origi making the run. Good in the 1v1 against Azpilicueta. Not too many people beat him. And it's a decent cross played in. They had 2 players in there. Mane just runs beyond it. Is there a foul? I don't think there was in the end. Just got in front of the ball, Mane, although there was an arm just grabbing hold of his shirt there by Alonso.
Picked out by Adrian. The VAR is part of this evening's officiating. A strange anomaly in the FA Cup that the grounds have it week in, week out. In other words, the Premier League teams, when they're at home, VAR is in place. Arsenal were at Portsmouth last night, and no VAR. Mane's in again. Zuma just kept up with him. Taken on by Williams.
Lydia got his shot away there. Sadio Mane, great ball played down the side of him. Zuma's got pace, that's one of his attributes.
Mane scored both goals in the Super Cup success. There he is again. Trying to work with Williams. Very tidy work from Gilmour, and here's Barkley, of course, a Liverpudlian of the Everton persuasion. Pedro. Will that fly this time? No. Giroud disappointed that the pass didn't come through, but it was there to be hit for Pedro.
And the pass wasn't really on. Giroud was never going to get the ball. You're absolutely right. When that comes to him, it opens up nicely onto his left foot. Just has to hit through the back of the ball. Another good pass out to Pedro down this left-hand side.
It's been a lively first 10 minutes. And Liverpool give it away in their own half. And Barkley, well, that gave Adrian a few more problems than perhaps a shot from that distance might be expected to do. Ross Barkley lined it up quickly. And he did put his foot through the back of the ball. Williams. Can't get through to Minamino.
Well played, Billy Gilmour again. Made the interception, then when the ball was played into him, knew where his next pass was. The crowd have taken to him fairly quickly here.
Well, there was a time, of course, the older Chelsea fans remember a whole legion of Scottish players at Stamford Bridge. The supply line now is not quite as great as it once was from north of the border. Fabinho. Speculative from Minamino. Has to turn and chase back as Chelsea come out confidently again. Pedro. Alonso on the outside, but he's looking to work with Giroud. Comes back to Pedro. And Willian! Parried by Adrian, caught by Adrian. And it was, in the end, excellent goalkeeping. Chelsea have suddenly found a bit more firepower after being on the receiving end in the early minutes.
Well, Pedro tries to play a little 1-2 here with Giroud.
Well, they have broken through, and Adrian has to look at himself. Willian this time can take the congratulations. In the 13th minute. Unlucky number 13 for the man who wears number 13.
Well, it just made a brilliant save from the same man, Willian, only a few seconds earlier. And when they tried to play out from the back, Willian made the interception, and it's a good strike. It may just dip and swerve on the goalkeeper. He may have been unsighted, but how many goals have we seen with teams trying to play out from the back, giving it away in a bad area? He should do better, of course, the goalkeeper, but good power from Willian. Fabinho, the player that gave it away. That's a really poor mistake by the goalkeeper.
And a bit of luck for Frank Lampard and Chelsea. Chelsea, Willian, one of the players, a good number of the players have got winners' medals in this competition. And none of the starters for Liverpool have. That's Merseyside red in terms of the face, I think.
You said about the shot that Barkley had a little while ago that caused him a lot of problems. Seemed to be straight at him.
And Chelsea with a bit between their teeth. And a goal to the good. Giroud. It's over Willian.
Willian's first and second touch of the game. One was brilliantly saved by that man. The other was let in.
Whenever they play in the FA Cup here, Chelsea invariably score. It won't take them too long to get off the mark tonight. It's only once in 49 home FA Cup ties that they failed to score.
Nico Williams having to get round on the cover there. Once again, he was faced with a 2v1 situation. He will be a threat from set plays. Giroud, so will Alonso.
And Azpilicueta, who flicked the earlier one at the near post. Willian corner. Similar area, just a bit too high for the skipper that time. Pedro. Well, they conceded 1 goal in 11 Premier League games in a run until they played West Ham at home a few days ago, and they won the game, Liverpool 3-2. Defensively lax. Here is Kovacic, who's not a prolific goal scorer from that kind of distance. Can't see a better bet, but he's lost his balance. And goes Gilmour again. And again, to Barkley's benefit, free kick to Chelsea.
Well, he's having a very good start to this match, Gilmour. Another tackle that he threw himself at, won the ball there. Got it to Barkley, it was then brought down by Lallana. Good ability by Barkley, sees Lallana coming, just takes his touch away from him, gets his body across. Only one thing Lallana was going to do there, and that was commit a foul.
It's a very single-minded midfield player, Ross Barkley. And when he's on his game, and he's been playing well for England over the last year or so. Not always a regular in the Chelsea lineup. Well, they have got a left foot specialist. And there he is, beyond Willian, Marcos Alonso.
That's the right sort of angle for him. Willian will look at it, but I'm sure it will be Alonso that will try and bend it over the wall.
And keeping, that's one way to stop it going under the wall. There's the kneeler. It's over the wall and it's just over the bar, only just. He's certainly got his sights set, hasn't he, in this passage of the season, Marcos Alonso.
A lot of side spin on it, takes it away from the goal in the end. Was it underneath the crossbar? Probably not, as it went past. But a good effort from the left back.
Williams, nicely done. So the runaway league leaders, with a team that has lost their last 2 away games. And they're trailing here as Chelsea try and follow Atletico Madrid and Watford.
And after a very good start, Chelsea have started the game well. Here's the goal again. Just cut across it. That's the save earlier on, the brilliant save that kept it out with that right arm. Here's the next one. Straight at him. And tries to go with a very strange technique.
Yeah, I think the first one will have played a part, won't it, on his thinking, where he was able to sort of strong arm it away. And maybe he thought that's going to be the technique to deal with the second one, but I must say, I'm only trying to give him a little bit of an excuse, really. It was poor goalkeeping.
Well, they've already had 8 shots, 4 on target in the game. It's been a very entertaining first 19 minutes or so.
Arisa Balaga got away with what would have been a very early mistake when he threw the ball out to Zuma. And it's his fellow Spaniard at the other end who is under the microscope at the moment. Rudiger. A little bit short from Gomez. Gomez didn't play at Watford. And Lovren came in and in a way, because he was the one newbie in the back four, that he got maybe more blame than he should have done. But it was a very passive performance by Liverpool standards. They got to half-time 0-0 and conceded early in the second half from a throw-in that opened them up. And looking for a response now. Williams, it's a decent cross. And Minamino wanted too long, and then a great stop by Arrizabalaga, not once but twice. And Liverpool had a real opportunity to equalise. And now they stopped from reinforcing that claim. So there we are. It's a tale of two goalkeepers so far, Stuart.
Well, it may have even been 3 saves there. Good build-up from Liverpool. Williams with the good ball into the box. There's the first one. There's the second. And there's the third. Good goalkeeping all round.
And you could see what it meant to him. And he's been out of the side. And you do need a bit of luck, as I say. He could have easily been responsible for Chelsea conceding in the opening seconds of the game. And now he is thinking this could be his night, Chelsea's night. Whereas Adrian, there's a long way to go. If Liverpool do lose, there will be questions asked as to why Alisson, he's not even on the bench, he's here. But Klopp's decision, you can certainly understand why outfield players, particularly after a tough evening, look at that.
Well, looking for a high boot, but really he's falling over is Olivier Giroud. He actually hasn't done too much right in the game so far, Olivier Giroud. Ball's been played up to him, he's given away possession, he hasn't won a ball in the air.
Gomez. Lallana. Measured diagonal balls from Virgil van Dijk. Gomez, who is from London, so he's got plenty of friends and family here this evening. Barkley. The interception. Chelsea have won the FA Cup 6 times this century. Lampard, the player, prominent in that. That's the joint most with Arsenal. They're in the 5th round for a 5th year in a row. Their performances in this competition have been top class. And various managers under Guus Hiddink, Ancelotti, Jose Mourinho, of course, and recently Antonio Conte. And the last one was in 2012, the one against Liverpool, the last meeting between these two in the FA Cup. Was Alberto Di Matteo. A few days later went on to guide Chelsea to winning the Champions League. Taking on, not exactly in the same personnel, the current holders of the Champions League trophy. And also on the cover, Pedro. Jurgen Klopp was saying, Stuart, at the start, wasn't he, this pre-game interview, that it's not quite the young guns of Chelsea that we've seen for much of the season. Recourse to experience. And that experience has been put to the test here. Minamino comes out to Lallana. He can't find a way for the shot. Mane to clip it in. Alonso knocks it behind for the corner. There's certainly been moments before and since the goal where Chelsea haven't looked rock solid at the back.
No, Minamino looked as though he was getting away from Zuma. I think it was here, Rudiger in the box. It was Rudiger in the end who came across. Just there was Rudiger holding on to him. Minamino got a good turn in to start with, then couldn't get his shot away. Alonso gets the block in. They seem to find a bit of space down this right-hand side, Liverpool, creating a 2v1. And Pedro's caught high up the field. Williams and Mane are creating a 2v1 against Alonso.
Fabinho took the corner. Lallana. Fabinho again. The immediate redress of Origi. He hunts it down. In early from Robertson. Forwards love that. And the forwards, including the attacking defenders like Virgil van Dijk.
He just ducked under that one, Virgil van Dijk. He thought it was too high for him, so just allowed it to go beyond him.
Seen too much of Curtis Jones yet. He's a capable player. He's the only Liverpool player who's scored in the competition. Been a couple of own goals as well.
There was that ball again from Van Dijk, looking to play Mane in over the top. They do it better than anybody, Liverpool. And long balls beyond the back four of the opposition, or back three. Back four tonight. Alonso did well round on the cover. Have to do a lot of that against Mane.
Rudiger. Barkley. Treating this as a personal Merseyside derby. Giroud. Kovacic. Technique right. He was concentrating first and foremost to keep the ball down, but it's trickled with Adrian.
That's the best we've seen from Giroud. Just pulled into a good area. Good knockdown for Kovacic. I think he's taking a whack here. He's having his shirt tugged, and then Azpilicueta goes into the back of him.
I always feel captains get a slightly better deal with officials. Would you say that from your experience, Stuart?
Yeah, I think so. They can talk to the referee. Depends which captain it is, mind you. In the last 10 minutes, Liverpool have started to dominate possession. They've had more of the ball higher up the field as well. Minamino getting more involved, coming that little bit deeper, allowing players to run beyond him.
Gomez. It's worth the hit from Williams. He's a Wales under-19 international, but I believe England are pursuing the fact that he might be dual qualified.
Oh, why wouldn't they be looking? He's a very good player. Kepa will probably push these two players up and kick long. Has got a target, but Giroud has to start winning one of these, some of these headers. It'd be better putting it on to Gomez rather than Van Dijk. Doesn't win it against Gomez either.
Fabinho. Origi, troubled by the bounce. Liverpool's throw. Had problems at home this season, Chelsea. Out of the Carabao Cup, the League Cup, on this ground against Manchester United. Beaten by Bayern Munich heavily and, from a German point of view, handsomely last Tuesday. Also lost a group game at home against Valencia. I think Lampard talks a lot about players performing with character, personalities, he really uses a lot. They're showing that now. Giroud for Pedro. Blocked up by Alonso, blocked by Van Dijk. Barkley, Willian. The flag was up.
Yeah, one pass too many, probably. And that ball comes on it. First of all, won by Kovacic. Win the ball in midfield. Pedro sets up Alonso here. Could he have struck it with his left foot? Probably so. And then by reversing it back to Willian, he was just offside. Barkley was the player that could have had the shot. The whistle had already gone by that stage. were talking to me about it before the game, what sort of tactics will Chelsea use? They are dropping that little bit deeper now. They're not putting pressure on the centre halves of Liverpool. They're not playing that high pressing game. They're trying not to give too much space in behind for Origi and Mane to run into. But they are still being a threat on the counter.
In trouble here though, and Balaga again makes a save, and the follow-up from Williams is way off target.
Well, Mane should never be allowed here, as the ball's thrown into him, to turn, race into the box with the ball and get his shot away. Rudiger gets too tight, he's rolled, and then he gets away from the next challenge of Kovacic. It's a nice height for Kepa on that occasion. Probably pushes it out into a fairly dangerous area.
There wasn't that much pace on it to push it further away without the risk of doing, in a strange way, what Adrian did and knock the ball into the corner of your own net. Keep giving chase. Gomez is quick.
Of course, the other option is always to catch it.
I refer you to 50 goalkeeping coaches that you and I both know will defend to the hilt the aerodynamics of the ball that make it very difficult for goalkeepers to catch.
Goalkeeping coaches will never say it's a goalkeeping mistake when the goal goes in.
Goalkeepers themselves usually don't, but I think Adrian would probably hold up his hand in the dressing room at half-time. And no jokes about that. Here's Kovacic. One thing about what's happened to Liverpool recently, they were very insistent on their proper winter break, to the extent of sending a group of youngsters out to dispose in the end, and they did it well against Shrewsbury in the last round. Here's Willian. That's good work by Nico Williams, who has benefited from the greater opportunities that kind of decision has been made for Liverpool this season.
Too easy for Willian just to go in between two players. Is Jones one of them, Fabinho the other, and he plays it into a good area. Van Dijk gets half a touch on it, that's why it was difficult for Williams, but he did well.
The point I was going to make was that since the winter break, Liverpool have been nowhere near as good as they were before they all went off and had a few days in the sun. These are the issues of pushing and shoving from set pieces that VAR doesn't usually look at too much. It's called even between attackers and defenders. Giroud will try and make a space somehow, get his dangerous head on it. Barkley can hit it. That's not hit it true.
Yeah, just sliced across that one. It's the position to take up. Often the ball does come out to the player on the opposite side of the box, so they can keep the ball in play, get their shot away.
He's been doing a bit of firefighting recently, Frank Lampard. And there's many positive results in recent weeks compared to the early part of the season. And the two losses to Liverpool were both tight affairs, but rare blemishes then. They're playing with gusto and vigour here. Pedro, just too high for Barkley, drops for Kovacic. Barkley didn't want to play it back to him, but actually he was offside anyway, he couldn't get out of the way. Kovacic certainly hit that one better than the earlier one.
Yeah, it looks though Alonso was lining up for it here. It's a decent ball played into the box, in between the two Chelsea players that made their run into the box. Alonso got out the way, Kovacic hit it. Barkley still coming back from that offside position.
Fabinho. And the sufficiency of playing it forward. Not quite there. One thing that they have been lacking in this period, Jordan Henderson, who is their great leader and a very good player, and James Milner, who's his deputy and very much on the same page and the same strength as a captain of industry, so to speak, on the field. Milner is on the bench tonight, having come back from his injury, but Jurgen Klopp resisting the temptation to play him from the start, maybe to give that kind of drive and on-field organisation. It's just lacking a little bit. Henderson as well. Williams. Gomez. Van Dijk.
Chelsea sitting deep now. Just want Liverpool to play across the front of them.
Gomez. Lallana. It's a little bit impulsive. Sadio Mane, as soon as he felt it, knew he'd get a free kick.
Well, Alonso felt he had to make a challenge there. He'd gone in with Mane. Williams was free down the right-hand side. If he didn't win the ball, it was going to be an easy cross coming into the box. There's the couple of players that can come on at some point in that second half. Salah and Firmino.
And Mo Salah, of course, a former Chelsea player. Robertson leads it. And Balaga again. Frank Lampard complimenting him on the way he's taken, being left out of the side. He's worked hard at training. It is often the way for clubs high up the Premier League to play, give some game time to their second goalkeeper in the FA Cup, as Liverpool are doing tonight. Van Dijk to knock it down, and that was a threat. The early cross well met by the tall Dutchman.
Yeah, he's up against Alonso here at the far post. Alonso probably just about does enough to stop him hitting it goalwards. He's such a threat in the air when he comes up into the opponent's box, Van Dijk.
Origi charged with blocking off somebody so that Van Dijk could get free. It's in towards the near post, and then it comes to Origi himself, and he just stabbed at it.
Who wins the ball at the near post? Minamino makes the run. It comes off Barkley. Origi came in unchallenged. Came in very quickly. Difficult for him to get over the top of it.
Chelsea have kept clean sheets in 5 of their past 6 FA Cup ties here at Stamford Bridge. If they do it one more time tonight, then they're into the quarter-finals. Alonso. Kovacic just took it back into trouble in the shape of Mane. Recognised the need for a bit of extra defending. Kovacic gets himself out of trouble this time. He's a player who likes to get the ball at his feet and move with it. A snappy passer.
Yeah, I think he looks a lot quicker this season, a lot more agile than I've seen him in previous seasons. I always thought he was a good passer of the ball, but as you said, this season he starts going past people with the ball.
Goal scorer. Fabinho put under pressure, and that is what you get for doing the work off the ball. In the years, Chelsea have the slight edge. It's the 11th FA Cup meeting. meeting. Chelsea won 6 of the previous 10. And here's Lallana. Kept away from danger by Marcos Alonso.
It certainly looks the most threatening side for Liverpool down this right. Lallana's joining in, Williams is getting forward, Mane's trying to make runs in behind, or in between Alonso and Zuma. But a problem here for Kovacic. This is where he gets it. Seems to be too much contact, but just struggling here.
A shake of the head. And they've got, of course, N'Golo Kanté is one of the players absent through injury, but Jorginho, who's pretty much a regular, is on the bench, but he's not quite the same kind of player as Kovacic.
Well, that's why Mason Mount is getting the instructions here. He's got a bit more dynamism than Jorginho. Gilmour is playing the role that Jorginho would normally play, and he's actually playing it very well, Billy Gilmour.
The responsibility on those three, all three of them, to tell Frank Lampard what the score is. Kovacic, his heart will want to play on. There's a big 4 minutes to go. It looks as though maybe thinking discretion is the better part of valour. Didn't look too serious, did it? But something's been tweaked.
It's out there, it's on the bench, man.
I wonder if they just slightly change the shape here so that Gilmour plays in the holding midfield role by himself, and Mount and Barkley play either side of him. Rather as Barkley's doing at the moment, playing in behind the main striker, Olivier Giroud.
So Mason Mount is ready. And Scott, the fourth official, holds up the board.
Ready a lot quicker than most subs are these days.
Yeah, I did hear a shout from down there about where's the shirt. The players often are not in possession of their match shirt when they sit waiting to get warmed up. It's I don't know, it's whether they want the kit men to have it back without a drop of sweat on it. I don't know. But anyways, he was quicker than some, maybe not quite as quick as he could have been. He's quick-witted on the field. He's had a wonderful season. Made tracks in the England setup as well, where he was on loan from Chelsea at Frank Lampard's Derby County last season. Played stacks of games, and huge amounts from the game time. There's no substitute for that. However much you are coached, you have to play your games.
He's also in a very competitive league with a competitive team, Derby County. They have been over the seasons in the Championship. Not so much this season, though.
And, still in the FA Cup, and of course they have Wayne Rooney now. And to round off this week full of FA Cup fifth round ties, it is Derby County against Rooney's former employer, Manchester United. Van Dijk. Pedro has really been a spark right from the start. Not everything he's tried to come off, but his attitude has been first class, his energy too. Giroud can't ease it onto Barkley, who nearly got it via Fabinho or Curtis Jones.
He's a frustrating player, Giroud. Brilliant from Pedro, good from Mason Mount. Olivier Giroud lets it run away from him.
Expecting a couple of added minutes. It's been a good first half from the neutral perspective. Chances at both ends. It really, to some extent, has been about the two Spanish goalkeepers. It's a typical Giroud touch collected by Barkley. Here's Willian. Chelsea carve out another chance before half-time. Back to Mount. Recently arrived on the scene. He's got it through somehow to Willian. There's plenty in blue in the middle. Rudiger. Cross goes Robertson to deny Azpilicueta.
That last move was started by Olivier Giroud winning the ball in the air against Virgil van Dijk, and from that moment on Chelsea were in the ascendancy. Has to do more of that. He's not going to outrun people. He's not going to go past people with the ball, so he has to win his headers. He has to start holding on to the ball when it's played up to him.
Well, so far so good. It's been a roller coaster here in many Chelsea games this season under Frank Lampard, so there'll be absolutely nothing taken for granted. Barkley. His little touchdown to Willian. Cross towards the dangerous Giroud. Did he get the last touch? Apparently so.
Oh, good cross from Rudiger. Willian couldn't get his cross away. Rudiger was screaming for it, bends it into a dangerous area. He was saying his header came off a defender. Not given his way.
Zuma took it into trouble, and Liverpool in these closing seconds of the first half, and there's Billy Gilmour doing superbly. He's had a very good half. Jones, Williams, and Pedro making sure, it's not the way he wanted to, but Chelsea will lead at half-time.
He's played well, Pedro. Energetic, he's worked hard. Little nutmeg on Williams, who was trying to kick through the ball. Well, one or two Chelsea players in this side tonight that were almost, you felt as though being shown the door by Lampard at the start of the season, Pedro being one of them.
Well, it's about the goalkeepers really, the first half. The Chelsea goal for Willian was an unwitting assist from Adrian, who tried to just parry it away and only diverted it into the side of the Liverpool net at the other end after a very uncertain first minute. Arisa Balaga has produced a number of good saves, including 3 in one episode of play. He's kept his clean sheet going and given Chelsea this platform for a place in the quarter-finals, but only halfway. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 0. The quarter-finals have been elusive for Liverpool in recent years. They've only got there twice since they last won the FA Cup back in 2006. At the moment, Frank Lampard and Jody Morris have their way. They won't be going through this time, but there's 45 minutes at least to go, and such a well-balanced game, always the possibility they might go to extra time. Chelsea 1-0 up. Get the second half underway. Pressed those who are driving forward from midfield, like Barkley, Pedro on the other side, with a bit of protection from Gilmour. Mount, of course, on in the first half as a substitute for Kovacic. No other changes. Jurgen Klopp or Frank Lampard during the half-time break.
Well, he'll be slightly worried how easy it was at times for Chelsea to create chances. Willian went past a couple of players late on in that first half with great ease.
Such is the nature of cup football. No mistake can change the course of the game. Really, the one goal has come from an error, despite the fact that Willian hit his shot well. And Lallana playing it back. I don't know how many more times we'll see him in a Liverpool shirt. There's much talk now. He will leave at the end of the season. More regular first-team football elsewhere. Harney. Ball coming out by Willian, tracking back in the nick of time. Van Dijk. Was up for offside.
There's been numerous combinations at the back for Chelsea this season. Tonight it's Rudiger and Zuma.
Well, won by Giroud. Knocked down, spotted by Robertson to make sure Willian didn't get away from him. Here's Jones, done so well in the FA Cup for Liverpool this season. Origi. He's gone straight into traffic. And again, a lively contribution from Pedro. Just played it a little awry under pressure.
When that ball was played to Origi, I thought he needed to take it before it bounced and take it beyond Azpilicueta. It's a clever play, first of all, by Minamino. Hasn't really affected the game in that first half. And then Jones.
There is Minamino, nearly getting it through to Origi. Robertson. Turning look about Liverpool, coming out 1-0 down for the start of the second half. Here goes Willian. Plenty forward in blue. Out by Van Dijk. Mount wins it back. Makes it awkward for Gilmour. Robertson. Azpilicueta and Divock Origi.
I think Azpilicueta is relishing the challenge of Origi down this near side, particularly when he's got his back to goal. He's not a player that can twist and turn away from trouble.
And Willian is down. He already lost Kovacic.
So Jorginho is coming on, and Willian has already made his mind up that he's going to be coming off. So that is certainly a change to the formation. Mount will play higher up the field now, you'd imagine. Here's his goal.
The pleasure has turned to pain.
He's been a funny player for Chelsea over the years, hasn't he, Willian? Some managers love him, other managers didn't really fancy him and didn't pick him very often.
Yes, he's been up and down in the affections of the Chelsea supporters as well. He's still here, and that's a compliment in itself. So Jorginho. He's a great organiser, on-field organiser. Getting into trouble with too much physicality. He's not that kind of player, but his suspension's looming. He won't play in Munich in the second leg of the Champions League. Got himself a daft yellow card to put him over the tariff.
One of the reasons that he does get so many yellow cards, Jorginho, is because he's not a particularly good athlete, and when players start running at him, he dives in, knowing he can't run with them. So to get a yellow card for backchat was a little bit silly.
So only one substitute left. Alonso.
So Pedro's come to the right-hand side. Mason Mount will play on the left. More of Chelsea youngsters that they make their way onto the field.
Yeah, they have made a signing, not for this season. Ziyech of Ajax, and a very gifted player. He's shown it in the Champions League. He's Chelsea bound in the summer. Also, they've got Ruben Loftus-Cheek almost back to full fitness. Hasn't played all season. Here's Pedro. Abraham has been to Barcelona to have his ankle checked out and is still struggling a bit. Christian Pulisic, who really had some great moments early on in his first season as a Chelsea player, is also sidelined. Callum Hudson-Odoi, who would be in a game like this, not available. And they lost Eden Hazard, of course, and now he's injured at Real Madrid.
Yeah, he's not had a great season, has he, at Real Madrid? Great player that he is, just been really unlucky with injuries at his new club.
They haven't quite got a player, and it's hard to replace someone like Hazard. And he went with everyone's blessing, really, because his service here was long and obviously distinguished. But finding a replacement, that kind of individual ability to open games up, tight games, it's been conspicuous by its absence. Lovely take by Curtis Jones. He really has stepped up this season with more first-team opportunity. And makes the game look disarmingly easy at times.
He's having a much better start to the second half than he's in that first half.
Here's Van Dijk. Liverpool on the hunt for an equaliser at Stamford Bridge in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Van Dijk, Robertson. Now Gomez. Now Williams. Chelsea shuttling across. Forward by Van Dijk. Controlled well by Mane. So, didn't really give Williams a chance.
Well, he has shown in that first half that he's got the ability to cross it when he gets into good high areas. Williams. Not quite the deliveries of Alexander-Arnold.
It was exceptional.
Probably the best right back in world football at the moment in terms of creating opportunities, crossing balls into the box, hitting big switches of play.
Klopp making the point that a number of his regular outfield players haven't had that much time to recovery from it was a late kick-off on Saturday. But Watford with the travel back to Merseyside, and that's why he's rung the changes tonight, or one of the reasons why.
Well, they've been caught once trying to play out from the back. Now nearly caught them again there.
Moved into March. The weather in southwest London's been pretty good. A bit of sunshine today, but still chilly at night, affected by the attire of the two managers. Jones, Fabinho. And Jones can take it on after Minamino's touch, and there's space for Robertson here. Liverpool are in, and in the end it hits Mane. Really, I don't think he had much control as the ball was flashed back in again.
Jones is playing a big part in the game now. Good run. Timing of the pass was right. In the end, he looks for the cutback, and it was Williams that was coming in on that right-hand side.
Testing first 10 minutes of the second half for Chelsea.
I think they look more vulnerable now with Jorginho as the holding midfield player.
By Robertson. Pedro still pursuing. Plenty Forward for Liverpool again for Robertson's delivery. Cut back by Lallana.
Well, Jorginho coming on, they've changed their shape in midfield. They're playing with a holding midfield player and two players in front of him. And that's why Jones is getting more joy. So too Lallana.
Zuma gets it away.
Couldn't quite find the right cutback there.
But Liverpool piling on the pressure here. Rudiger taking Van Dijk. That's judged really by Jorginho, so Robertson recognising it was the slightly less athletic midfield player was to take him on. Lallana. Behind the ball for the Blues. Robertson. Side by Ruketa, but Jones has cropped up on the outside. And Pedro's there again, hoping someone might chase that, and that man was Giroud. And now Barkley. There's a break on here. And it's about the time of the pass for Mount. Back heel for Alonso. Still alive for Chelsea in this attack. Jorginho, Gilmore, Azpilicueta, now Pedro. He was in at the beginning of it. Oh, that's handball. Adam Lallana, as he was trying to break out, and thought if he got away with it, the counter-attack was really on.
More than 40,000 people shouted handball. Quite clear here as Gilmore tries to play it round the corner.
Outstretched arm. Chelsea lining up a possibility to stretch their lead. He's not the kind of man, Adrian, he's been around a long time, not the kind of man to be still thinking about what happened earlier. His solid personality. He's thrilled to be back in the English game with a club like Liverpool after being released by West Ham. Maybe just a little bit far out from Mason Mount, we'll see. He's looking to his left, whether that's a bluff. It's far enough out to get it up and down over the wall, but he goes for the clip towards Alonso. He gets it back in again. Giroud fighting for it. And that's a real problem for Mane. Is he just suggesting he was fouled?
Yeah, he was suggesting he was fouled by Gilmore as he was chasing back Gilmore. Just caught him, just put him off his stride. Mane stops and tried to protest about it.
He has had a recent spell out through injury. After the winter break, ready to go again. Now into Liverpool's 5th game since they returned from their short winter holes. And they've only been in front for 34 minutes over that period. This is Liverpool we're talking about. Fabinho gets the yellow card. Chelsea get the free kick.
Well, the Liverpool players are suggesting that was a dive here, but it looked as though Fabinho just caught him. And he just does catch him as well. Oh, just getting away from him.
It's a foul.
It's a foul, absolutely. Wow, this is in a much better position for the likes of Alonso. Oh, Willian on the field now.
Up with an agitated look.
Mason Mount is the player that's placed the ball, which is always a suggestion who might be taking it.
message here is, whatever you do, work the goalkeeper. Seen Lallana drop down on a knee. Where's the free kicks? Yeah, there he is.
Three players that can all hit a good free kick. Didn't get much of a chance at Derby. Wilson was the free kick taker. Now at Bournemouth.
Ross Barkley would love to bury one in the Liverpool net with his background, but he leaves it to Mount. Oh, and it bounces up off the top of the bar.
Yeah, good technique, wraps his foot round it. What a side spin on the ball. Unfortunately, not enough top spin. Doesn't come down in time, just hits the top of that crossbar. There you see it. Actually, there's a bit of top spin on it, but not quite enough. And had it been on target or underneath the crossbar, probably would have got his fingertips to it.
What do you make of the Lallana defensive position in that wall? He can only block it if it comes down that particular avenue, and I suppose it's the side of the wall where the goalkeeper's not covering it, so it offers another defence.
Yeah, quite often you see players, they're on one knee to start with, and then they lie down just as the ball's played. Lallana, I don't think, did that. But it just puts a doubt in the free kick. The player taking the free kick about going underneath the wall.
Liverpool had a very good player at doing that in Felipe Coutinho. And Sale, of course, funded a lot of the development to the side that we have admired so much in Liverpool's colours since that departure. In the end, just too high. Boogie's a tall man. And Dyke's header only drops for Barkley. He's got a bit to do, but he's got Pedro to the right. He plays him now. Not going to play him now. He's going to bang it into the back of the net. And the Liverpudlian puts Liverpool 2-0 behind in the FA Cup fifth round at Stamford Bridge. Ex-Everton, very much in the blue now of Chelsea. It's a special moment for him. Liverpool in deeper trouble.
What a goal from Ross Barkley. This is what everybody expected from him when he was a youngster at Everton. Drive with the ball. They win it back here in a good position. Aspilicueta. Van Dijk heads it straight to Ross Barkley. They back off. Everybody expecting a pass at some point to come to Pedro. Gomez doesn't get tight enough, but he just hits it with great power. There's the header by Van Dijk straight to Barkley. Fabinho's not going to catch him here, so he cuts back across him. Williams can't get there. Gomez doesn't come and close the ball down. And as you can see from behind that block there, he doesn't see it until it's too late, the goalkeeper, Adrian. But it's a brilliant finish and a brilliant run by Ross Barkley.
Two thumping goals for Frank Lampard's boys. And coming at a time where Liverpool has started the second half well. Well, that will be reverberating around this part of London, but also up in the northwest of England. The red side of Merseyside will be almost horrified that didn't have much success in the derby games against Liverpool in his many years at Everton. Corner.
I'm surprised they haven't put Mane onto the left-hand side at some point. We're going to surely see some substitutions from Jurgen Klopp soon.
It's an Andy Robertson corner. Liverpool looking to get onto the comeback trail. Header away by Zuma. And now it's Pedro He's in the clear. Pedro for 3, but Adrian, he took it early, he could hear the hooves behind him, and couldn't slide it past the goalkeeper who'd come out and made an important contribution. 3-0, and I think that would be it even for a team like Liverpool.
Well, there's two reasons why he hit it early. He does well here to nick it off Gomez. Gomez is the player catching up. Williams isn't going to get there, but he also tries, as the goalkeeper's unbalanced and trying to come out and close it down, hit it early. Adrian moved his feet well. A big chance for Pedro. He's been excellent throughout tonight. Look at that for attempts.
It's been a credit to two clubs and to the competition. And Fabinho, who has been booked. And now Andy Robertson's angry with referee Kavanagh.
He's certainly the man of the moment, isn't he? It's Barkley. Just gets his body across Robertson again. Just gets a little nudge in the back.
Well, you can't always bank on Barkley, but when he has his good days, he's definitely in credit. Plenty of activity in the away dugout. Minamino. Still a quarter of the 90 minutes to go. Here comes Roberto Firmino.
I imagine that would be a straight swap for Minamino. Hasn't really affected the game enough. Had one or two good moments.
Kicks long,
as he has done ever since the first minute when he threw it out and they almost gave possession away.
Two natural right-footers in the back four, and Zuma's not always happy to get into those tight areas out near the left corner flag. Got some distance into that clearance. Gomez. Kick to Liverpool. And lured in Marcus Alonso and Mane. And maybe a double change. And Firmino's coming on for Divock Origi, in fact. And James Milner talks about the loss of leadership. Two leaders light, really. Henderson and Milner. But, James Milner, who has won this competition with Manchester City, comes on for Curtis Jones.
Yeah, he's having a much better second half. Certainly more involved in the second half than he was in the first. Yeah, two good runs, a couple of good moments.
Liverpool will be thinking one goal, and that will rattle Chelsea. Not been rock solid at home this season. His first involvement. Gomez, who's never scored, actually played a big part in the winner against West Ham with a shot that was going nowhere, and it spiralled off a defender and was collected by Alexander-Arnold, who set up the winner. That was that for 3-0 from Pedro, but it stays at 2.
Yeah, I wonder if he was trying to go between the legs of Adrian. Adrian just closed them in time. You could see the funny side of it. Frank Lampard. The game would have been over had he scored.
solar plexus for Giroud. He's still standing. Lead away by Rudiger. Fabinho, Milner. Lining up for a cross that hasn't come in yet. Gomez. Patient approach from Liverpool, not panicking. Lallana. He's done very well. All this good work. He's wasted with the cross. Firmino scored the winner here in the goal that decided the game. In the league victory, 2-1 it was in September. The Klopp's team a little before them, as they pretty much were nigh on perfect record until Saturday. Same move. I think it's quite clever for the two centre-backs to be in there, because they can distract the referee and a little bit more time can be used up as they run away.
I think he's
taken.
I think he's starting to warn the goalkeeper now, though.
Rudiger. Alonso. Tumbling by Mane, who stayed on the right. Not on the right side of the law then. Free kick against him.
So Firmino's starting slightly out towards the left, and Minamino has still played through the middle.
Well, here's Giroud through the middle here. He's turned onto the bar. Whether he was onside or not, we probably will find out soon, but the game wasn't stopped, and had it gone in, it certainly would have been evaluated by VAR, but it might have been 3-0. Chelsea close again. But Adrian got a good hand on that.
Well, as he was racing through, I wouldn't say racing through, as the ball was played in behind, it looked as though he was going to be caught. It looked as though he'd lost control, but eventually it fell to his left foot, his favoured left foot. It's a good ball. So he's probably onside. Robertson was playing in onside. That touch is a good one. Eventually it falls to him on his left foot, and a good save from Adrian. Gomez gets back and actually plays it onto Giroud, settles himself.
He's been beaten twice, the second-string goalkeeper, but he's since then made 2 saves that still keep Liverpool's chances alive. Van Dijk.
You're going to see Liverpool's fullbacks get higher and higher as this game wears on. Milner, as he so often does from midfield, just drops in for them. And here's Williams on the right-hand side. Robertson's making his way into the box.
Balaga deciding there was enough traffic around him for not to go for the catch. Short corner by Robertson. Milner back to Robertson. Good angle for his delivery. Just too high for Van Dijk. Chelsea would be grateful for that. Kicked in by Mane. And makes good strides and wins a corner. A little bit of acceleration and his great qualities.
Player is involved defensively. Been Gilmore again.
Milner's corner. And Pedro. Good race between the old stagers there, and Pedro won it, and Milner has arrived and pretty quickly picked up a yellow card. He was obviously scared that Pedro was going to get all the way to set up another Chelsea chance, and the expression is taking one for the team.
Yeah, he thought he would win the ball. It's all or nothing. Gets himself that yellow card. But you're absolutely right. He was frightened that Pedro was going to run away from him. He didn't fancy running 40, 50 yards back.
No, I would suggest he's not 100% fit, that they've rather shoehorned him into the team sheet tonight. I thought, well, if we do well, we won't need to use him, but they're not doing well. Chelsea try and put a squeeze on, and Robertson gives it away to Jorginho. I was expecting, I think, maybe Giroud to run across that line for a little flicked header, but it wasn't to be.
There's good pressure from Chelsea as well. Forced Van Dijk to play it out to Robertson, who was closed down. He was looking to play it in to midfield. There was pressure there as well.
A little bit nervy, and Chelsea haven't really looked in any panicky state so far, but the prize is a big one, and the scalp is a big one. Arsenal from London already through.
There's the last 10 minutes. Liverpool dominating possession, but not really creating too much at the moment.
High foot by Giroud. Concentration important for Chelsea, and indeed for the referee. And he's spot on to see the free kick was taken either with a moving ball or the fact he wasn't ready, hadn't signalled for it, probably the former. Mane got lucky. Milner, clever. Here's Barkley again. Supported by Pedro. He's had one of his best games, certainly this season, for Chelsea. Nicely reversed back to Alonso. Pedro and Milner sliding in. He had to get the ball then. If he got the man, he would have been no sooner on than off.
Yeah, Alonso doing well and getting back and winning the ball in the air. He's had another good game, Alonso. Don't think as though he's going to get too many chances under Frank Lampard. He's proved his worth in the last few games.
And he's obviously been in the team when they play three at the back. His left wing back is probably better suited to his strengths. It certainly gets him up the field, and he's chipped in 3 goals recently. As you can see, Mo Salah's the last roll of the Liverpool dice.
There was a lot of criticism of Alonso and David Luiz last year when Savvy played with a back four, but that area behind Alonso and down the side of David Luiz was a real problem for Chelsea. It's probably what Frank Lampard saw when he was looking at the videos.
I think he's made no secret of the fact that they want to sign another left back. Emerson's the one who's played more often in a back four. But Alonso's recent form, even with the tactical switch, it would have been very harsh to leave him out, and he's played very well. And Mo Salah, not the warmest welcome back to Stamford Bridge. This is Adam Lallana.
I'm never sure it was Mo Salah's fault that he didn't have a good time at Chelsea. He wasn't given that many opportunities.
In 19 games, 2 goals. He moved on. Lukaku moved on. De Bruyne moved on. And in the end, how they've looked at that here. Time to play. It's a Chelsea throw. And we're into the last 10 minutes. Unless Liverpool can double up on the scoreline.
Well, Salah, of course, has now gone to the right-hand side, Mane to the left. It's the usual front three for Liverpool in the same shape.
Mount. Barkley. Giroud's lost a boot. Chelsea have still got the ball. Robertson intervenes. Doesn't need two boots when he's got a head like that. Olivier Giroud, he's fully shod. And slightly wrong-footed by the eager Mason Mount.
And that's when Giroud does look a good player, when he starts winning balls in the air, knocking them down to his teammates who are backing him up.
He's so much out of favour. Almost been a last resort in his case. Tammy Abraham out, and Michy Batshuayi was given the chance against Manchester United recently and played very poorly. So in the end, Giroud was summoned from exile almost. He very nearly left the club in the January transfer window. They couldn't find anybody to replace him. Here's Barkley. Too wide for Mount.
That's why it's sometimes dangerous to almost dismiss players, because at some point you may need them again.
Milner. Van Dijk. Slipping it through to Robertson, who's behind Chelsea here, but was well read by Azpilicueta.
Yeah, he had to go infield and then came back out to get the block in. He's been a great servant for Chelsea, Azpilicueta.
And they put one on Van Dijk's head here. Well, it was really back across the face of the goal by Roberto Firmino.
Well, he actually does everything right. He just pulls off to the back post. Can't really go for goal here, so just heads it back into what should be a dangerous area, and the player should be reading the knockdown. No Liverpool player was.
There's a bit of a grab on Van Dijk, who doesn't get angry very often, but he does have a frown, and we saw that then. Here is Colossus, that is Virgil van Dijk. Firmino has got all his goals this season outside Anfield. It's extraordinary. He hasn't scored since April in a home game. Unlike Salah, of course, who fires it into Mane. Minamino's there, covering well was Azpilicueta in the right place again. Here's Barkley again. Giroud pulls away. And Barkley tries to slip it through to him. Giroud looks absolutely shattered. Of course, he hasn't had that many games recently.
I think actually Barkley on that occasion was looking for the bigger pass with the outside of his boot to Pedro, had made the run, but it wasn't really on. He had to almost play it through a couple of players. Liverpool eventually got the block in, won the ball back.
No challenge, says the referee cabinet. Mane by Azpilicueta. And here's Mount. Oh, Giroud's just got to square it to Giroud.
I think he may have been offside when the ball was played, Mason Mount. Here it is again. He's made a good run. Jorginho takes 2 or 3 touches. Yeah, he was just offside. That first boot. The assistant kept his flag down until the last minute and then put it up once the shot went over the bar.
5 minutes plus stoppage time, and Liverpool need 2. Take it to extra time. Gilmour still wanting the ball. It's what they used to call a proper midfield player. Get it, give it, make sure you pass it to somebody wearing the same colour shirt as you've got on.
He's also passed it forward and kept possession.
Giroud gets some applause for that, because it's kept Liverpool having to retrieve. That's not given us a foul. So he thought it was going to be a foul, and now he's away. Pedro's in the middle, and Giroud, who was complaining about a ball that wasn't squared to him just now, was guilty of the same crime, really.
He looks completely shattered, doesn't he? Once again, it was good play from Gilmour. Picked up the knockdown, rolled it down the side of Giroud. Well, he may be going off soon. Olivier Giroud, I think he'd go off to a standing ovation.
You wouldn't want to take him off in the corner to attack either, would you? Just wait till this plays out. Well, it nearly came his way, and Liverpool looked to break out. And Salah will get into his first real sprint of the evening since he's come on. Distance the clearance from Marisa Balaga.
They just have to hold the substitution that they were going to make. They were going to take Giroud off, but now Rudiger's got a problem.
Problem is cramped. Kaya Tomori is on the bench, but Michy Batshuayi was being readied.
James is now getting his shirt on. It looks as though Rudiger's going to be okay.
Gilmour's been there from the start, but Jorginho and Mount
Certainly been named man of the match, Gilmour.
It would be a very wise choice. And we feel he's going to have many more of matches of this calibre in which to display his gifts. 18 years old, from Scotland. It's in the Rangers system for a while. We're down to 2+ at Stamford Bridge. Salah tops over Pedro, Mane, Robertson, Milner. And then gets the cross in. Chelsea fans a bit more nervous than the players, actually.
I'm not sure Azpilicueta wanted the ball back there from Ross Barkley.
Robertson, Mane. Trying to come and play a little 1-2 was Salah. Pedro gets it back again, and then it ran his way. He seemed to lose it. He's been a candidate. He's not far behind Billy Gilmour. We've got one Chelsea youngster and one almost Chelsea pensioner.
Just looked as though Alonso got a bit lucky there. It looked as though Firmino was going to knock him off the ball.
Yeah, he knocked him off his feet. They did knock him off his feet.
Well, he's been asked by his manager to be better defensively. I think Alonso has done that tonight.
Well, there's Reece James coming on. But of course, Alonso, in between his goal-scoring games, got sent off against Bayern Munich. First Chelsea player to be sent off in a long while. Now going off after a real shift. Olivier Giroud still part of the plans here, and maybe another, who knows, another FA Cup medal to add to the 4 he's already got.
He enjoyed his game.
A lot of shots of him sitting on the bench, not smiling through the autumn and the winter fixtures. Almost brought out the mothballs to play again. Firmino, Salah, Barkley's there, Jorginho's there, Liverpool are there. But Chelsea are almost there in terms of the result. Into the first of the 4 minutes. He knows he's going to have some awkward questions. On the verge of a 3rd defeat in 4 games, and another lacklustre performance following the winter break that he championed so much.
Yeah, it certainly hasn't done them too many favours, has it, that winter break? They've lost their rhythm. Even those wins that they got, they didn't play particularly well in the Premier League.
They won at Norwich with a late goal from Sadio Mane, who's back in action after an injury. And they were pushed all the way by West Ham. And they won 3-2 at Anfield. Milner.
Well, their big game now will be that one against Atletico Madrid. Second leg of their Champions League tie.
Corner. They're still moving okay. This corner looked not properly in the quadrant. Sometimes the ball overhangs, but I don't think that one was. Hoisted back by Robertson. Firmino trying to get underneath it, and the decision is a corner. The players all made up the mind for the referee. Everybody pushed out as if to say, well, that's our goal kick, wearing blue. And I think even if Liverpool were to get one now, their hash is settled in this year's FA Cup, and Van Dijk going in. And then Salah, the goalkeeper, goes for it. Deals with it efficiently. It's been a great night for him.
Certainly has. Those 3 saves on the trot in the first half, and it looks as though Liverpool were going to get the equaliser.
Pedro.
They're playing without a centre forward now, Chelsea. Pedro's probably going to be the furthest forward player.
Into the Chelsea box again. Barkley heads it away. And that will do for Marcos Alonso as we go into the last minute of added time.
Well, I think this has been a great night for Frank Lampard. He wasn't even under pressure for his job, but under pressure in terms of getting the right results. Trying to win something for Chelsea. They're struggling to stay in that top 4. They are there at the moment.
Under pressure from himself, because that's the kind of man that he is. But there will be more questions asked of Liverpool, who of course have been startlingly good, historically good, really, in their Premier League campaign. And going to win their first league title. Mane gets a booking, a late gesture of frustration, really.
I'll be interested to see this again, because Mane's running for the ball. Azpilicueta, I think it is, who's down on the ground, was making no attempt. He was just blocking the run of Mane. There he is, Azpilicueta. You can see it again. The ball was played over his head, and he was almost standing in Mane's way. Mane gave him a little shove in the face.
Well, remember, Chelsea this season have played well twice against Liverpool, but lost on both occasions. Penalties in the Super Cup, the narrowest of ways to lose, and 2-1 here in the league, but they've won here tonight, and they've won well for Frank Lampard, and Jurgen Klopp has to take a 3rd defeat in 4 for a team that's been looking almost invincible for so much of the season. It started really on a mistake by Adrian, the second-string goalkeeper, that allowed Williams' admittedly hard shot to bounce in off him, and then Ross Barkley blasted in the second, which will be special for the ex-Evertonian, the Liverpool-born midfield player. And what a night for Kepa Arrizabalaga. Recalled, a clean sheet, as Stuart was saying, a triple save of some real significance, probably one of his best contributions to a Chelsea game, and they are dancing here. London has another representative in the quarter-finals after Arsenal last night. It's Chelsea tonight. They've knocked out Liverpool by 2-0.